Hello, fellow AI art enthusiasts. In this video, I wanted to take a look at some very unusual words in the context of Midjourney version 7. I have explored some of these in the past, so for this video I selected 25 totally new ones. I hadn't even heard of some of these words before, but I did want to try out to see what happens if they are used in prompts for Midjourney. Of course, I tested out more than made it to this video, but I selected only those that seemingly had some kind of an impact on the resulting images. Some words had a stronger impact, some a bit weaker. But if you want to see all of my attempts along with the more successful ones, you can head on over to my Patreon. I have made the prompt PDFs, accompanying all of my videos available to my supporting patrons. For the purposes of this video, I have opted to do my usual 5 prompts to test all the words out thoroughly. I've got the landscape aspect ratio image with just the word itself. And then I have 4 portrait aspect ratio prompts, where I have combined the words with one other word to switch out the subject matter. As always, I try to pick subjects from different kinds of areas to showcase things better. And as the accompanying words I have selected, dress, I had a suspicion that these words could affect shapes and colors, so that's in the area of fashion. The second word was building. I wanted to do something architecture related, but not architecture itself. Then face, I wanted a person, but I didn't want to define it more closely, so I went with just an ambiguous human feature. And as the final word I chose flower. It's one I have used before, but not for a while. I wanted to see what it results as again due to the patterning, shapes and color changes. I was on the fence about an object and a landscape, but ended up with flower. And of course, I have used the seed number 777 to make the different prompts more comparable with each other. Setting the seed number removes one layer of randomness from the results, and you can be relatively sure that if something has changed, it's going to be as a result of the words in the prompt. Without setting it, the results would be probably all over the place, and maybe too different to tell if it's coming from the word, or just randomness. But now, let's take a look at 25 unusual words that seem to have an impact when used in a prompt. Preferably a shorter one, because longer prompts may just have the results hijacked by some more common words. Estival. Pertaining to summer or occurring in the summertime. This seems to add some leafy and summery themes to the images. Ever so slightly. Anfractuous. Winding. Sinuous, or full of intricate twists and turns. There are some twists and turns slightly visible. Seems to veer towards some drawings or sculptures. Aureate, golden or brilliantly golden in color, also used for ornate or flowery language. Very lovely gold and ornate detailing for all the images. Stronger impact than the previous words. Cinnabarine. Resembling cinnabar, a bright red or reddish-orange hue. There is redness, but also added pink and orange tones. Mostly affects color, but other things as well, because the images look totally different from the default. Coriaceous. Having a leathery texture, especially referring to leaves or surfaces. Many things indeed have come out quite leafy with an interesting texture. Faces look like masks made out of bark. Cymatose. Having wavy or undulating margins or surfaces. There indeed seems to be some waviness, especially coming across with the dresses and some of the flowers. Effulgent. Radiantly shining or brilliantly bright, often used figuratively for people or emotions. Seems to be doing something different from the description. There's a slight glow and some images are subtly very colorful, yet muted. Embrasured. Featuring a recessed opening in a wall, often slanted like a window or loophole in fortifications. Different subjects seem to have different effects, dresses look more lacy, and flowers are getting additional architectural elements. Florilegium. A collection of literary extracts or, in modern use, a compilation of botanical illustrations. There are some leaves, but mostly the flory part of the word seems to instead take us towards floral things. Interesting look though when combined with unexpected subjects. Frondescence. The process or period of leafing out. A state of being leafy. Very interesting results. For some reason there's a strong prevalence of fern leaves. But those kind of leaves are also called fronds, as I learned today, so it makes total sense. Fulgurant. Flashing like lightning, dazzling or sudden in brightness. There is some flashing lightning, but everything seems pinker and not so photographic anymore. Glaucous. A pale bluish green or grey color, often describes a waxy or powdery surface on plants. This does seem to affect the color a little bit. All images look slightly grayish blue, not so much green. Hieratic. Of or relating to priests or priesthood, also refers to a stylized, formal mode of artistic expression. But interestingly, this seems to be connecting more with hieroglyphs and overall ancient Egyptian culture. It is certainly an interesting effect. Luculent. Clear, easily understood, or eloquent in expression. Doesn't do anything according to the meaning, but instead, we get a lot of plant themes. Nacreous. Having the iridescent qualities of mother of pearl. The iridescent effect looks quite nice. You could probably get similar results with the word iridescent. Noctivagant. Wandering at night, typically used poetically or in literary contexts. This gives a darker tone to the images. Night appears often. Vagrancy maybe not that much. Ocellated. Marked with eye-like spots or patterns, especially in animals or feathers. When you want a peacock pattern, not necessarily with too many peacocks in your images, although there seem to be some. Paludal. Relating to or resembling a marsh or swamp. There is indeed a marshy feel to these images. The coloring and the overall swampy and muddy look. Pyrrhic. Gained at too great a cost to be worthwhile. Originating from King Pyrrhus's costly victories. Again, some ancient themes, this time Roman. Also fiery red tone seems to be recurring. Scabrous. Rough to the touch or surface. Also used to describe indecent or risque material. Faces and flowers are most impacted. There's jaggedness and thorns and horns. Stridulous. Making a harsh, grating, or shrill sound, like some insects or mechanisms. It's difficult to put a sound into an image. There seems to be some effect, kind of pointiness. Tenebrous. Dark, shadowy, or obscure, often used in moody or gothic contexts. And this seems to be spot on with the description. Dark, shadowy and moody gothic-inspired images. I really like most of these. Vermiculated. Decorated with irregular, worm-like lines or markings, can also mean eroded or corroded in a twisting pattern. It's applying an interesting chaotic root-like texture to all things. Vitreous. Glass-like in appearance or texture, often smooth, glossy and translucent or transparent. Lots of eyes and glass and transparent mosaic. Definitely affects the look of things, mostly the material. Xanthic. Yellow or yellowish in color. Used in scientific and descriptive contexts. And indeed, there's a color shift towards yellow. There's some nice-looking, interesting images here. And this concludes our exploration of unusual words that most people have never tried to use as prompts when generating images. These words alone did not really impact the artistic technique as much, mostly materials and textures. The style overall stayed as photographic, or the current non-photographic default style. But I think they are certainly worth trying out. Let me know what you thought about these words. Had you heard of them before watching this video? Thank you so much for watching, and let's continue prompting.